Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books, because I do. But I wanted to do this video today. I haven't really got on this channel for a long time and just been real fucking raw, so I thought, you know what, screw it, I'm doing it today. Like, it's time for me just to take back to BookTube, speak my truth, whether people love it or hate it, it is what it is. But you know, I was actually looking at the very first video that I did on BookTube, and if you guys go back and watch it, it's like, yeah, so I don't know what you'll expect, but I hope, I was like so nervous, right? And I don't really know what like I expected from BookTube. And it's so interesting, like, watching BookTubers and then like starting a BookTube channel, and like, what I watched was not what I assumed I would make on video, if that makes sense. Like, when I watched them, I would watch the book hauls, and I would watch like the BEA coverage from everybody, and I would be jealous of that, and I would watch like Jessie and Christine and everybody get together, and Sasha, and have fun about books, and I was like, I want to have bookie friends like that I hang out with and do bookie kind of stuff. That still hasn't happened on BookTube. But anyway, because no, there aren't any BookTubers in Indiana where I live. But you know, I guess like, there was this, I don't know, like when I would watch the review videos, like the review videos would get like tons and tons of reviews. And it's interesting because you guys know I love Lily C. Reed. She's like a newer booktuber. Well, I guess she's been around for a while, but she's just getting some exposure now. But like, she did this review of this book the other day. Like, I have never heard of this book in my entire life. And you guys know, like, I may not read all the time, but I hear of all the books. I had never heard of this book before. The book got like 10,000, or the review got like 10 or 12,000 views. And I'm like, how did a review video on BookTube get so many reviews? So this is my warning, okay? Like, if you're going into BookTube, there's kind of this unwritten rule that you better never do a book review. Like, nobody says that to you, but like, if you want your channel to like thrive and exist, and it's so fucking sad to me because like, you would think that the number one thing that we would do on BookTube is read books and do reviews. And I think it would be interesting, like, if I could go back and I said, you know, I don't care about who watches my videos and all that kind of stuff, which I'm never gonna act like that. I mean, I like people watching my videos. I'm sorry, like, I make videos because I want people to enjoy them, so I'm not gonna be a bullshit artist. But it's like, if I could go back and just not care if anybody watched them, just maybe for me, what I would do is, I would go in and I would make 2 videos for every book. I would do a non-spoiler review, and I would do a spoiler review. Because I think that those are 2 completely opposite views of what the book is about. And I always do spoiler-free reviews of my book. And maybe I should start doing, I don't know, spoiler. I mean, maybe it's because I'm doing spoiler-free reviews and everybody wants to see the spoiled reviews. But what's interesting is across the board, like when I look at Connor O'Brien's videos, or other people that, Richard, you know, at Richard's Books, or, you know, whoever, like Adam at Memento Mori is the same way. Like, whenever I watch people's reviews of books, it's like you can do a book haul and it'll get like this many views, and then you do like a book review and it gets like half as many views. Like, across the board, right? I just did a review of Adam Silvera's More Happy Than Not, and it got like more views than my reviews typically do, but not a lot. I was like, why is it and this isn't just other people, I mean, this isn't just like I'm passing judgment, like this is my shit too. Like if I went through a video and it was like, Owl Crate unboxing, December giant book haul where everybody's like, can't hold any more fucking books, or like a book I found in my basement, or a book tag video, or a book review of Go Set a Watchman, which I loved, I can tell you the review of Go Set a Watchman would be the last video I watched. So why is that? Like on BookTube, like why is it that we don't like book reviews? You would think that we love book reviews. And what's so interesting to me as an author as well, I have a lot of authors that reach out to me and they're like, who should I contact on BookTube to do a book review? And I'm like, well, there aren't a lot of book reviews on BookTube. I mean, like, that's just the reality, right? And it's interesting because we're a community that should be serving authors and readers. I mean, we really should, right? But we don't really. Like, I don't know, like the most reviews I do is like when I'll do like a monthly wrap up and then I'll say, well, I like this book and this is why, or I like this book and this is why. But I only ever really make a review if I really dislike a book or if I really, really love a book. So those are the only 2 times that I really do a review. And maybe, like one of my goals for 2016 have been that I was gonna do a review for every video, I was gonna do a review video for every book that I read, and I just didn't end up doing it. And part of the reality is that like I would set up everything and then I'm gonna make a video that's 10 minutes long about a book that nobody wants to know about. But what? I will say this is interesting. When people contact me and they tell me that they went out and bought a book, they'll say, I bought this book because you talked about it, like on your review. Like Paula Truck-DeBoard, who wrote like The Morning Hours, like, everybody knows that like I'm obsessed with that woman's writing, right? I love her so much. And I would love to be friends with her. I think she's just genius level writer. So anyway, I've had so many people reach out to me and say they went and bought that book because of my review. And so then it's interesting because it's like, okay, so people, do we buy books because of hauls or do we buy books because of reviews? Because I have to honestly say, when I go out and buy a book, it's because of a review. It's because like I'll see somebody review a book and I'll be like, oh, I want that book too. I rarely do that with hauls. A haul might get me to go look at the book, but it won't get me to want to buy the book. So it's interesting. And so like the warning, like I put in the title, you know, like warning, don't review books for BookTube, but like it's like, if you do, like people don't really want to see that on their channel, but like I feel like as a booktuber, like isn't that what I should be doing? As a book lover, isn't that what I should be doing? Like if I was a book blogger or, you know, whatever, I mean, Bookstagram is completely different. Although there are some Bookstagrammers that like put the book and then they'll put the review underneath it. I actually like those. I think those are so fun. I love the beautiful pictures and all the kind of shit too. Like I wish I could do that. I'm just, baby, I ain't that fancy. So that's why my Bookstagram, I haven't posted anything in a month of Sundays. What's this? I can't, this one's going fast, this one's going slow. It's like 2 different people's arms. Wouldn't that be funny if all of a sudden 2 people popped up? But anyway, so it's like, I don't know, like it really confuses me because I like watching the book reviews. Sometimes. I mean, sometimes they bore the ass off me. No offense, I love Conor O'Brien, but my God, he reviews these books I've never even heard of. I mean, you know, his audience is 7th graders who read, you know, fantasy, I think. So, or that's not true, really. That's not fair. Like, I mean, he reads like, well, that's not true. Okay, the other day he reviewed, or I had seen a review of Brandon Sanderson book that he did, and I almost bought a Brandon Sanderson book because I know Brandon Sanderson is like his all-time favorite author. So it's interesting, like, when people like kind of creep in our head on BookTube, but like he's a good example of this because Connor does so many book reviews and I always look, like I looked, okay, he just did a haul. I think it was called like my Christmas haul and it got like I should have already looked this up. It got like 1,800 views and then his previous then he did a book review of like A Man Called Ova. It was a fantastic review, you guys, okay? It was like they sent it to him. It was a really great review. It got like shit views on it. I was like, why are we not supportive of the booktuber? Why are we only supportive of the videos that we want to watch? You know what I mean? Like if I love a booktuber, why don't we watch all their videos? And it's interesting to me because it's almost like the bigger a booktuber is, the less of their diverse videos I watch. Whereas if it's somebody that has like 200 or 300 subscribers, I typically, like Dylan the Reader, who's like new, and I know he's from Indiana, and I'm waiting for him to grow up so we can do collab videos together because he's the only other booktuber around here, and I love his channel. Like, I watch all of his videos, right? Because he's, like, got 200 subscribers, or, I don't know, he might have 10,000 by now. But anyway, you know, and it's like I watch all of his videos. I'll link his channel below, too. Go give him some love, because he's just very, very honest. He's like new into this whole thing and he's like refreshingly honest. And I think that what happens as booktubers over time is that we get a little jaded, you know? And then we have to like play into the game of BookTube and we stop reviewing books and we do book hauls and wrap up videos and all this kind of stuff and TBRs. Like I have never followed a TBR in my fucking life. I go to the bookshelf, I pick out a book and I'm like, this is what I'm gonna read right now. And 9 times out of 10, the book that I end up reading is the newest book that I just bought at the bookstore. It's not the book that's been sitting over there for 6 months. That's true story. I used to do TBR videos. I'm not doing TBR videos anymore. I mean, I may to fill some space, but I don't follow the TBR. I never follow the TBR. Every time I do a TBR, the books sit over there, and they're not the books I read. So it's like, why are we not doing the things we should on BookTube is what I don't understand. Why are we not actually actually reviewing books. And there are quite a few reviewers out there that do it. Ariel Bissett reviews a lot of books. I respect her for that. You know, there are a lot of booktubers out there that do review books, but there are just as many that don't. There are just as many booktubers out there that are just in love with books like I am. I mean, and I don't review books. So like, this is a wake-up call for me too. I'm not passing judgment and saying I'm above it. Like, this is me saying I need to do this as well. So anyway, I think it's an interesting conversation. I would like to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think? Like, why do you not watch review videos, or why do you watch review videos, or what do you think of review videos, or is it important that spoiler free is in the title, those kinds of things. So, and I will say this, I can see this on YouTube, the direct link between my reviews and who watches them comes straight from Goodreads, which I think is always interesting. So anyway, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. I love you, and I will talk to you later.